In this video we're going to talk about how to write coding games in Scratch. In this we're going to show you how to build a cheese chase game. So the aim of the game is there is a Mimi the mouse is hungry and stuck in a maze. Help her find the cheese but avoid the evil beetles and watch out for ghosts. The maze is haunted. So how are we going to do this? The game controls, we would allow the users to use like the top, up and down arrow keys. And let's see, the goal would be to build a UI like this that looks where we would have a maze, right? So let's think of how we can do this. So what are the building blocks we need? This program would be controlled using key controls. So in key controls, what you need is many players. Let the player use the keyboard to control the action. So we will need to start a new project, create a sprite, and then bring in one more sprite for the mouse, and then we would add this script. When the flag is clicked forever, if the up arrow key is pressed, then point in the direction 0 and move 5 steps. So every time you push the up key, it will move. Similarly, you will have to do it for 4 of the keys. You'll have to do it for the down arrow, for the right arrow, and the left arrow. The only difference between these 4 is which direction you're pointing to. So you point to direction 0 when it's up, 180 degrees when it's down, 90 degrees when it's right arrow, and minus 90 when it is left arrow. So this is your main controlling part of the program. So you need this in a forever loop, and you need to write these 4 if statements. So that'll help your character, whichever sprite you choose, to move up, down, left, or right. Now what are the next things you need? Then you go to the paint editor and you can create a cheese, build a cheese. You can use some tools as shown over here and draw a cheese using the paintbrush, or if you want you can import a picture. So you can do it however you want, but if you really want, you could just go to the paint editor and try drawing a cheese. Here are some steps you can do. And then what you want to do is when the flag is clicked, you want the score to start at 0 and then put a forever loop, and you want the cheese to appear somewhere, right? So you say go to x and y coordinates. Where do you want the cheese to come? Wait until it's touching the mouse, and then if it touches the mouse, change the score to plus 10, and then play a pop sound. So this is where the cheese would be consumed by the mouse. That's the part for the thing. And then you want to get a little bit spooky. You can have like a ghost appear, but for that you would just have to do like something where you would make the ghost show and appear. So you go to the ghost and you would have to code this forever. You keep it hiding, but you wait and pick a random seconds, and you go to whatever location, you make it appear in an XY location, show it, and then wait 3 seconds and then hide it again. So it's like it keeps appearing and disappearing based on the time and in random locations. How do you do the random location? Is by choosing where to go to. And here's another example where you would do like when the flag is clicked, you would set the rotation style to left, right, and then you would point. If you want the ghost to make it chase the mouse, then you could do that. If it touches the mouse, the game will end. We will recognize most of the code from my previous video about Star Hunter. It's similar to this code. So that's the code you need. And then you also need to add some music, right? You can forever play the pop sound. This sound repeats until the game ends, and then you could go to the sound and do that. And what else do we need? So you can add music to this. And now we're going to make the maze. To make the maze, we start with you can go to the paint editor and then draw the maze. Start by drawing the outside of the maze as an outer edge of the checkered drawing area. Hold down the shift key on your keyboard to make sure lines are perfectly vertical or horizontal. Then you add the inside walls. Finally, we need to add a script to make the maze is always in the center of the stage. So when this is clicked, to make sure that the maze is always, so you would do xy to be 0, and then you run the project and you should have a project that actually works. You can choose the fill color for the maze, um, and that's pretty much it. You want to make sure the passage is wide enough for the mouse to go through. And what else do we need? I think that's all you would need um, to build this game. And here's the mousetrap code if you need to like add that. Mimi can currently run straight through the walls of the maze like a ghost, but we want her to stay trapped in the passages. So this is where the walls thing you want to go up, you point at the thing, move 5 steps, right? But everything after between all of these if statements that we initially wrote, we want to say if touching the maze, then you move -5 steps, like then you have to go back, you know. So that's how it will work, that when you touch the maze's wall, you'll go back, you can't pass it. So that'll block the mouse from going. That's pretty much it. And you can code your beetles too. You can make the beetles appear randomly, and how many ever beetles you want. And yeah, this would be something you can do. Please feel free to pause the video and look at this code and then understand it and implement it on your scratch program. But this would be the code to do the beetle part, where we would make the beetles appear, and then you know. And then here's the sending the messages. And how do you say the game is over? You have to broadcast the message that the game is over. And what else? That is it. And then you can also say what is the highest score. You can do some hacks and tweaks. You can take the cheese chase to the next level by tweaking the rules of the game and the way the sprites behave. You can also experiment with big changes that turn into a totally different kind of a game, like, you know. You can add sounds, you can do some rocket power, you can add by tweaking it by add some timings and stuff like that. So that's our idea for coding a cheese chase game in Scratch. Feel free to pause the videos and do each of these implementation, and you should be able to build this program using all the code that's shown here. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to my channel if you like this video.